For many of you who have been following us on this channel concerning P. Diddy's case, Sean Combs, who is popularly known as Puff Daddy, who was arrested last year on a whole lot of serious count charges, which borders on racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion, and transportation with the sole purpose of engaging in prostitution. The breaking news now that is trending on the internet space is that Puff Daddy has finally been acquitted of the most dangerous and serious, crime charges against him. And he was found guilty only on 2 count charges, which borders on transportation to engage in prostitution. And according to verifiable information available on the internet space, and according to many experts, if the judge who gave this very ruling, one Mr. Arun Subramanian, decides to sentence Puff Daddy on a consecutive maximum prison terms, Puff Daddy might therefore be facing up to 20 years imprisonment, because each of those count charges comes with 10 years imprisonment. But there is more to that. But the onus and the decision is left with the judge. And from what we can see, P. Diddy is currently still under custody, while the judge requested some time out to think about the place of the law concerning these 2 count charges that he was found guilty of. So in the next couple of hours, that decision will be made by the judge also, and on whether P. Diddy will be granted bail, with a whooping sum of $1 million. He will be granted bail if the judge makes that decision, and then he will be free once again while waiting for his final sentencing, for him to serve the prison terms. So in a nutshell, this is a clear definition of how a democratic government works. P. Diddy was arrested last year. The government made it very clear that his trial was going to start in May 2025. And indeed, they started. And in the last maybe 30 days, finally, sentencing or ruling has been made on that very case. And in the next couple of days or weeks or months, P. Diddy will be sentenced, in order for him to serve his prison terms. But speculations are out there saying that he may not be serving up to 20 years imprisonment, that if the judge decides to sentence him, not on a consecutive maximum prison terms, that he may be facing maybe 8 years or 10 years imprisonment. But whatever may be the case, I will be bringing more clarity on this very case on a very, much more detailed, section. But the thing there is that this is actually a very big win for Puff Daddy. It's a very big win. His defense attorney have done their homework very well. They argued extensively that the prosecutor, were not able to prove beyond every reasonable doubt on all the serious count charges leveled against, Puff Daddy. And for that reason, they strike out, 3 other count charges. They found him not guilty on those count charges, serious count charges like racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion. So all those ones would have given him like a life sentence. But God actually, saved his head this very time. Or maybe you can say that the law, saved him, from the calamity that would have befallen him. And also don't forget that there were about 34 witnesses, that came to testify in the court against Puff Daddy, including his ex-11 years girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. But at the end of the day, the young man has been acquitted of every of those serious count charges. So in the next couple of days, we'll be bringing more clarity to this very case on what happens next to P. Diddy. And more so, FBI is still conducting some underground investigation on some other information, like some of the things they found in his home. So if any of those informations or findings, are found to be incriminating, that is enough to put him into more troubles, definitely he might still find himself into more trouble. But I think he has, had a breath of relief, after he was found guilty on only 2 count charges. And this will be a very learning, process for our dear country, Nigeria, our dear brothers and sisters in Africa. In a democratic dispensation where rule of law works, there is no point keeping people in prison, keeping people in detention for 5 years, 10 years, dig-dalling and rigmaroling, using politics. We have several cases in Nigeria where people have been held for months, for years in detention without making a headway in their trial processes. I hope that Nigerian government, the APC government, will learn from the case of Puff Daddy. Imagine keeping Puff Daddy in detention for the next 5 years, claiming that investigation is ongoing. But ultimately, I said it from my earlier video that my intention and desire is to see justice prevail at the end of the day. So, as you hear my voice, kindly stay out of crime. Kindly stay away from trouble and crimes. And as you watch this video, as always, don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section and share this video. May another person see am. God bless you.